Welcome to another episode of Thrive Talks, and here we have with us today Shruthi Shankar Kumar, and she's a yoga instructor and a performing singer, and we've been having very interesting conversations on breaths, threat states, the way body responds to stress, her singing journey, how she feels before performing, and a lot on just how voice impacts performance and all of that. And now we're going to go into another side in terms of performance. Again, she is still performing, and there's a lot that she can integrate from yoga practice and her performing right now. And of course, there are a lot of parallels we can draw in terms of sport as well. So we're going to talk about that today. Is creativity easier in regulated states?
Personally, I would say yes. In a regulated state, I think the creativity is channelized better. It is more focused and it goes in very smooth flowing direction rather than when there is a lot of chaos. Like I mentioned in the previous episode as to how there's a lot of chaos going on in my mind. To give a small example, something that I usually, any singer would experience. Say we have a concert coming up, and there are two things that can go wrong for me. Mainly is a physical stressor. Say my voice is not good that day because of an illness, whatever. So that is one thing which is probably not in my control. I cannot control when I fall sick.
Correct,
right?
Correct.
And the other thing is a mental stressor. Something that has happened, which can be a small incident, a big incident, but I'm not feeling good in my mind. So it's very important that at least one of these two things is in place when you're about to sing a concert. If both are not in place, then I don't know what you do. You just pray to God and you go and you sing something. But at least it's good if one of these things are kind of fixed in place when you have a concert coming up, because this is where having that clarity or having that regulated mind state, it will help you to function well and it will help you to perform well even when you don't have both in place. So say my throat is not good, I should have the clarity at that point of time to make a decision as to what I want to perform. I have to understand the limitations of my voice at that point of time, and I should be having the clarity in mind to choose songs that will work for me that day with a bad throat. And vice versa also. So I'm not feeling good mentally, but I feel like my voice can still, it can do a lot. That day my voice feels perfectly fine. Mentally I'm not feeling great, but still I know the thing is to understand what you can do, where you have to draw that line and fix that boundary, and whether you should stay in a safe zone depending on how much your mind is occupied with something else, or how much you can slightly expand that boundary and go to a little bit experimental place. So that's where I think building that focus and building that awareness, it all ties back again to the same thing that we're discussing. Like even embodiment, I think it even applies in the case of the voice as well, where you have to have that understanding of your voice, which comes over time. I cannot analyze it in one day. It comes with years of practice, years of singing, anything, whatever you're doing, whether it is dance or any performative sport as well. Like you don't understand what you should do right away. You can't figure it out tomorrow. You can't go on a run today and figure out tomorrow like what's going on with my body. So everything comes over time, but where we can make efficient use of that years of practice is to have that mental focus, that clarity, where you are able to understand. Say you have spent 5 years, you have spent 10 years doing something, and you have understood to an extent. How can you understand is only when you apply the mind and when you have that focus. If we don't have that focus, we can't.
You can actually make best use of it when you do that, right? Actually, this brings me to a very interesting question, and I want to know what you do personally. What kind of rituals do you anchor on before your performance?
So before a performance, the first thing I would do is to figure out how my voice is at that point of time. Like just say half an hour before a performance. It may be different yesterday, it may be different today. I cannot just go and sit on stage without having understood my voice at that point of time, right? So I need to spend a little bit of time. I would say the same in a sporting context also. You warm up, right? You have a concept called warm up. The same thing applies in music as well.
So I have a question for you. It's a funny question. You know how, have you watched Big Bang Theory?
A little bit.
Actually, Sheldon ends up doing this voice tests and all of that. Is that how it works?
I don't know if it is voice test.
Like he would actually do some vocal cord exercises and
yeah, I mean those are all actually very commonly done by a lot of musicians. I don't know how much in Carnatic context, but yes, like there are drills or exercises that you would practice, to figure out how your voice is at that point of time. So yes, there are, and it will look very funny to someone who's like not familiar with that. Yeah, so when someone sees it, they'll be wondering like, what is this person doing? So making weird noises and everything. But yeah, so I like to experiment and figure out how my voice is, like say 30 minutes before a performance, so that I also have, like I was saying, how there is a lot of chaos as to what I'm going to perform in the mind, right? So when I do this, this is one way where I give direction to that chaos. So when I sing a little bit before the concert and I try to figure out like what is my range, for example, then in that chaos I can eliminate some things.
Yeah, your chaos become a lot more focused.
Yes, it becomes a little less chaotic. So I do like a few things 10% to reduce the chaos. And then sometimes when I feel like there's still a lot of mix-up going on in the mind, I just listen to the sound of my tanpura or my pitch. Right, so the instrument, the Shruti. So Shruti sits with the Shruti and just tries to get anchored to that sound. Again, ties back to us. Like I like how everything is like interconnected.
Very,
what
very
we are talking. But again, the sound of the tanpura itself is so calming. I think that's like also a great way to incorporate sound work into any form of meditation. You don't have to be a singer to listen to the sound of the tanpura. I feel anybody can actually listen to that. So it is just hearing that, it grounds me, and it gives me focus also as to like, okay, I mean that's the pitch I'm going to be singing in. So really trying to absorb that into my mind, like it, so that it almost becomes part of me, like before I go and sit on stage.
Absolutely, absolutely, In your opinion, what is that one thing that a high-performing team, a sports team, or an athlete can learn from artistic performance?
So I think something that we can take from the art field, or something that we can learn from an artist, is to actually do something for the joy of doing it. I mean, I'm sure like all athletes also are in that mind state, but because it's little more like physically intensive and it's more competitive, sometimes we may lose sight of why we are doing that. So going into the purpose of why you are doing something, something that is very close to you, like you choose to do that because it connects with you, and it's something that you enjoy doing, something that you love doing. I think lot of artists, like despite not having too many performances, but they still be with the art form, because the art form gives them a kind of happiness that nothing else can give.
Absolutely.
Right, so I think that is a really nice thing to take from. I'm not talking only about music, I'm talking about any kind of art. It can be like even drawing, anything creative. So being a dance form, any form of dance, any type of music, but having that connect with respect to purpose. Why are we doing that? I mean, I think it is a little bit of a deep question to have in the mind, but I think once we do that, things start automatically falling in place. So understanding the connect that you have with that and why you are doing that might really actually boost your performance to another level.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wow, this was fabulous. Thank you so much, Shruti.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for watching this episode as well. And this has been really cool.
I enjoyed it too.
Yeah, same here. Thank you so much.